Testing. Testing 1 2 testing. Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing. Testing. Hello. Oh. Hello. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Watching the time, huh? I'm late. Yeah. Try to. Okay. Ready? Looks like a pretty good group. So we can shift this way a little if you want, and you're okay, yeah. Eddie, you want to come up? Over there. All right, ready? We'll bow in. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So is that too loud? It's okay? All right. First exercise. Turning 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, bend to the side. Hands on your waist. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Other hand on your waist. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Another set. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down, relax. Turn to your right. Turn to your left. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on your waist. Circular movements. And reverse. Other direction. Ten, 1, 2, and cross. Hold your kneecaps, circular movements. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and stop. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, and stop. Okay, hands in your waist, neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center tilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Circular movements. Down. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Center. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, gonna stretch. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. Switch.
switch. Okay, sana. Okay, shake it out. And set deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, shoulder roll. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Press, release, exhale, inhale. and stop. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. Okay. Palms down. Take a circle. And stop. Okay, shake it out. Shift from side to side. Okay, center. Lift. Okay, center. Foot down. Insert the needle. And center. Switch. And center. Okay. Okay, shake it out. Leg swing. Right side in. Switch. side to sides. And center. Switch. And center. Okay, shake it out. Hands up. Pull in, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, still grilling. Forward position. And back. Okay, switch. Okay, open and close. Switch. Okay, center, feet parallel, shoulder width. Preparation, circular movements. Okay, lower hoop. Shoulder height. Elbows down. Okay. Lower palms down. Lift the back. Extend. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Switch. Okay, center. Cloud hands. And center, palms down, lower hoop, upper hoop, palms out. Cross the arms on the way down, the lower hoop. Just carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fists. Okay, palms together, strum the lute. And center. Draw the bow. down, horse stance, fan through the back. Go to the left. Okay, right hand on top. Go to the right. Left hand on top. Go to the left. Okay. So you turn. All of this is a big circle. Merge the hands. Expand the arms. Cross the wrists. Expand to the right side. To the left side. And then we're going to pause in this position. So this is your fan through the back. So this hand is in front of the forehead. So the upper hand is in front of the forehead, the other hand's the side. We switch and we pause. So this is the same on this side. So this is the side that usually is in the form that you fan through the back, and the next movement would be when you go to parry and punch, but that would be the vertical stroke. Okay, shake it out. Raise the hand. Palms down, hands up, fold, elbows out, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, good. So go to the sequence. So if you want to shift the other side, mine will take you over there. Everyone else can kind of close it up, fill it in. If you need the mirrors, they're in front of you. Okay, ready? Feet parallel. Opening movements. Preparation. Sink the elbow, relax the shoulder. Shift your weight, step up, left side forward. Horizontal elbow. Twist the step, turn the corner, right side in, grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Hold the ball. Shift. Diagonal flying. Shift. Step up, right side, press forward, raise the hand, bend from the waist, stalk flaps wings. Right side, brush knee and push. Second, right side, brush knee and push. Left side round out, left side twist step, right step steps through, brush knee, left side push. Right side neutral, horizontal, twist step, step through, brush knee, right side push. Neutral position, left side strum the loot. Step up, parallel stance, close the door. Form the fist, draw back, and punch. Left side divert, block, and punch. Left hand to the outside, cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Neutral left, turn to your right, go to left low center, fist under elbow. Reset the neutral, left side neutral, horizontal left, reverse stance, repulse the monkey. Right side forward, turn straight the back foot, reverse the stance, retreat, and repulse the monkey. Okay, one more time, third and final one, forward and back. Reverse and push. Neutral right, hold the ball, twist step forward, shift and diagonal flying. Sit back to center, pull back the foot, insert the needle. Step forward, fan through the back. So look for the target position, forehead and to the side. Shift your weight, turn, stroke down as if you're hitting with a hammer. Sit back, invert the hand, fold the elbow, parry and punch. Step up, form the fists and punch. Sit back, divert, block, punch, cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Carry tiger to the mountain. Raise the hands. Cross the forearms left to the outside. Raise the left hand. Left hand and bend. Go to the lower hand, turn, counterclockwise rotation, toe heel spinning to the left side grasp the sparrow's tail. Sit back on weight, hook your front foot, left side, hook wrist, left side single whip. Hold the ball, flip it over to reverse the ball, diagonal flying on the left. Sit back, left side neutral, stroke down, pot the horse's mane. Step up going to your right, in the forward position, right side, pot the horse's mane. Sit back now, cross corner. Left foot forward, Jade Lady work shadow left. Cross corner, crossing over to the right side, right foot goes forward, right side, Jade Lady work shadow, right hand is up. Drop your elbow, hook your wrist, pivot back to the front, single whip. Left side drops down, pivot to your left, step to your left, pivot toward the right, rear foot, left side, steps out, pivot to your left. Step up, pivot, on the heel of the right foot, hook your wrists, back to single whip. Palm side goes in, lowers, hook side goes across, levels, flip the hands over, adjust your feet on the left side, diagonal flying right. Out to the side, left foot steps back, parallel arms, elbows level to the side, they draw back, press down and shift your weight back to the left. Okay, deep breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So, while the paradigm form has 16 postures, a lot of those postures in this section of the form is replicated in the long form. So if you get the postures correct in this shorter series, then wherever it shows up in the form, you just take that piece and put it where it belongs. So the parry and punch, let's take it from here. We just made the turn from the fan through the back. When we drop the elbow, that's vertical elbow. Okay. So the importance of knowing a vertical position and a horizontal position allows you to make a better transition Because from vertical to horizontal, from vertical to horizontal, horizontal, vertical is really what happens to the arms when you move from position to position. You know, there's no other way you actually can go from vertical to horizontal but to relax the shoulder. So the key thing is, you know, what are we doing in Tai Chi? We're manipulating our skeleton. How do we manipulate the skeleton? By relaxing the joints, direct the movement in a direction, and try to coordinate it with your legs. So when my hands are here, the first thing you do is drop the elbow. Second thing you do is go forward, because that takes the arm in the forward position. So you create an arc from the shoulder, you sink the elbow, you drop the hand, and the other hand approaches the elbow. You invert the hand, you sit back, you turn the torso to the left, and the hands go like this. So when you turn here, this left hand goes out to clear the pathway for the fists to come through. You turn your torso back to center, and then you start to project forward. Okay, so your hands are doing this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what happens when you blend it together. But it's not 3 movements, it's pieces of movements. So the front hand does this. The left hand does this. The legs do this, right? So you actually have a forward, and backward, which is standard procedure for all your footwork and shifting of your weight. You have your archer stance, you have your empty stance, you have your upper body torsion movement that turns to the right or left, and we integrate the 2 movements first in the front position, 1 and 2, and forward. So your legs have their job, your right side has its job, and your left hand has its job, right? And then you sit back after you invert. Then we turn the torso, and the left hand clears, and then you have this up and down movement where the hand drops down a little bit here. Then you start to square the torso back to where you came from, and at the same time your hand starts to come up. You drop your elbow, and it starts to go forward in the downward direction. So if you look at the motion, when we talk about Tai Chi being directed from the mind, all it is circles and arcs. So this hand does this. This hand does this. And that hand connects with it. And in between, your legs do this, 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 and this. Now, as simple as it sounds, your body doesn't know any of that until you kind of teach it. So when we're doing, like, if I say this side's job, that side's job, it's just kind of a multitasking. So when your mind works doing different things, and initially it has to do it separately, one thing at a time. And then when there's a merging of that, it becomes an integration, which is actually figured out in here. So the integration of the movement comes in as a timing. See, the body is actually a mechanism, just like a machine. Each one of these parts are like pieces or a gear. So like in clockwork, you have a watch or a clock. If it's geared like the old mechanical movements, when one moves, the other moves. It's just cycling through. Well, if your joints are just like that clockwork, when one moves, it all moves. So what happens is you have to program this into your system. And once you program into your system, it gets refined and refined over time. So what happens is the timing gets embedded into your subconscious, and that becomes like a slot of program that's up in here. Kind of keep going through it, and your body will learn that motion. And then when it learns another posture, it has another series of the transitions, he learns another posture, learns another series of transitions, and then eventually all of that information gets stored and kind of starts to cross-reference. Then any movement that happens that's similar to what it thinks it's supposed to do becomes like a category of action, and then that category of action starts to become refined, and then the body becomes knowing. It knows what it's supposed to do. So when we're here, the first thing is this, and then you come together. You sit back and invert. If you do it simultaneously, then one thing happens. But what we're trying to do is control the movement, control the direction. So each one of these has a final position. If I'm here, that's one position. If I'm here, that's one position. If I'm here, that's one position. When I'm here and I invert, that's one position. When I turn like this, that's one position. That's a position. That's a position. That's a position. And then you finalize it all by finishing your legs. So when I say referencing and knowing a position, your legs are doing the same thing over and over again. That's all the legs do. They go forward and back. They go forward and back. You turn, you go forward. So that becomes pretty, natural as a transition. It's the hands that we have to figure, right? In Grasp the Sparrow's Tail, for instance, when we're in a neutral position and we merge to the horizontal elbow and we go forward, all of these actually happen as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Separate the hands, connect here, roll back, turn the hand up, and push. And then we hook your wrists, and then you go to the next posture. So you can see, while we try to make it fluid in the beginning and try to connect it, it's really a manipulation of your skeletal structure. So to manipulate... You've been doing this wrong? Really? Okay, so what's the first thing we do? Go to neutral, empty stance, vertical elbow. Okay? We turn the hand, we turn the horizontal, and we press. And it goes forward. We separate the hands and connect so that you have a line. And it goes toward the left side, toward this leg. Then you invert the hand and you cross over to the right side, and it comes off the shoulder. And you hook your wrists. And you sit back. Okay. So that's the breakdown. That's how we kind of move. It's like the alphabet. You learn block lettering, and then after you get the lines in the right place, then you start to blend and smooth it, and then it kind of becomes what the fluid movement is, the scripting of the motion. What's missing with what I just did was your torso and the waist. So you can't add the torso without knowing the hands. But once you know the hands, then it becomes a circular movement to the left or to the right, and then it goes toward the left, and then it goes toward the right, and then it goes toward the front, and then back. So that line of movement becomes a pattern. So the consistency of that pattern is determined by what? What determines the consistency of the pattern? The other hand is, yeah. So we'll go back to the initial question after I answer that. The second hand is a secondary hand, and the secondary hand is a support. So because you have a right and left side, and you're integrating right and left side to develop a relationship of support, then the movement becomes an action that's necessary in functional motion. So it's like stirring a pot, right, or stirring your coffee. If you don't stabilize the cup, you're going to knock it over, depending how fast you go, right? So you have to hold it with this, and that's your secondary hand. That's what I would call it. And then when you stir it, you would do this. Now, you wouldn't put the spoon in and move the cup. That's not very efficient. You would move the spoon. But you have to stabilize, otherwise you'd knock it over. Same with like cutting a slice of bread or breading butter. You would have to hold the bread stable, otherwise. So here's where the movement comes in. This is a stroke down. So each one of those is a piece of a movement as a technique. So I'll just show you each one. I'm using him as, my victim, my target. So if I'm here, I just want to fan to the right. I think I'll turn here and I think I'll take his nose off. Okay, that's what you're doing. You're stroking down like this, but he's gonna sit back because he's gonna avoid. He doesn't want me to hit him in the nose, so he sits back. Okay, then he says, okay, I'm gonna punch him in the belly. So I come across like this, and I fold my elbow, and this hand comes here. So when I go like this, and I go like this, I have to have this hand here to control him, so that I come back and clock him in the head, right? So the thing is, so when I come like this and I go like this, there's actually a purpose. Now the secondary hand has its hand here. I moved it out to clear this, but you notice when I go like this in the form, and I go like this and has up and down movement. I'm not just going up down for the sake of going up and down. I have to do this. Because I'm not going to leave this hand out here. I want to bring it in here and press. Right? So that's what you're doing with the secondary hand. The secondary hand has a purpose to control. And the other thing is, if I stroke down, he comes here, and I invert it like this. So this backside becomes a deflection. This becomes catching the arm. This becomes controlling that arm. This becomes the strike. So that's why your hand has to move together. So in all your movements, it has that similar concept. Divert and block. This is divert and block. Divert and block. And I punch. Well, why does my hand stay here? Because if he didn't, he's going to fold his elbow, and he's going to do that. So I want to be there when he's there, right? So you say, well, how does that work? So with parry and punch again, if he punched, I can intercept here, switch to here, invert here, soften here, and hit him that way. So that's a blend of the movement. So when you do this in application, it really looks like this. So it happens a lot faster than you would think. But it's only happening faster because of the parents. It's really not that fast. It's just taking your hands and doing that. That's all you're doing. Because the transition is that. So that's why so your body gets much more intelligent. So it's smarter, it's quicker, it's faster. So why relax? Because tension restricts, so this is how it would be if it was tense. It's in conflict of motion. The reason why it looks fast is because I didn't just bring this hand down. I went like that. So if I move my foot and my hand, it's going to be, even without speeding it up, it's faster. Because of what? What makes things faster? Time. Right? You cut the time down, it's like it's going faster. So it's just logical. So efficiency of movement, integration of body means you move a lot less any component, because now each one of those are not making a giant circle. I'm not making a big circle and doing that, because the efficiency of movement, it is a blend. Everything gets condensed and it becomes a blend, and that's where efficiency comes in. So how does efficiency help you as a prevention of age-related degeneration? If your body's inefficient, it's wasting a lot of energy. As you get older, you lose the capacity to produce as much energy as when you were younger. That's typically on a cellular level even. So if you can't produce enough energy, then you need efficiency. So if you're standing around and you're tense and stressed all day long, you haven't done anything. You also burned a lot of energy, right? So first thing is try to eliminate the tension in the body, not be so stressed about things that should be plaguing you all day long. And then your body will work a lot better. But the thing is, when you use movement as your training, then you're building all of that to the whole body. So the efficiency of movement means you're going to use less of your musculature. Use less of your musculature, it requires less energy to produce the fuel and energy for the movement, because muscles need energy, right? Your brain needs it too. So if you're wasting all this energy, halfway through the day you're exhausted and you become very dysfunctional or not functional. You can't get anything done. So that's why learning to move your body efficiently will help you in other ways than just doing this, because it's not something you'll probably do anyways. You're not going to walk around doing back fists on people's heads, So anyways, but back to the grass the sparrow's tail. And what was I saying? What was the question? What makes it circular? Because, okay, so when we move, it always has to move right, left, back, and center. So you use the idea of forward, backward, right, left, center to merge for directional change in your movement. I mean, there's a lot more to all of that than this, than just the fact that you're going forward and back. It's that integration. When we turn to this corner and we move to this here, oh yeah, I know what the question was. The question was, how do we produce accuracy of movement? What's the key thing to help you prove that? The important thing is what? It's reference points, right? Right. Your reference points is the 45 to 45. Your center line. The size of the movement has to do what? Size of the movement has to do with you. The proportions of your movement has to do with the relative position based on the things that I talk about. You have forward, which is only so far before your knee doesn't go on the foot and your foot does this. The rounding is the size of the circle that we did here, right? That's your hoop. Okay, the push is forward in a direction. It's parallel to the shoulders or to your center if it's one hand. So in this regard, it would go to your center through an arc. If you didn't turn your waist, it would go to there. But you're turning, so then the grass the sparrow's tail goes to that corner, passes through center, comes to here, it doesn't go out there. The left movement is the twist. The right movement is the turn, back to the original position, and then the hand goes there. Then it continues off of that. Yeah. So grass the sparrow's tail made up of 4 different movements. So this tongue is vertical hand is this. This is vertical hand. He throws a punch. This is like this. This is strum the lute. Right? That's your vertical hand position. If he throws his punch and I go like this, then I go like this. This is tongue. That becomes ward off. If you punched again, this becomes my pull down. Okay? So that's what happens. So if I pull down and I want to come back, it would come like this because I'm turning like this. So each hand has its motion, but it's tied to the legs. See, so this movement could be this. I might be doing this. And then you pull down. This hand comes across here is a diverting. So he can come like this, and then the hand might come like this as a technique. But if we were doing pushing hands, it's actually here. Right? These are all the movements that we're doing as a grasp the sparrow's tail movement, the single width. So patterns of movement actually have functionality, and each one of those patterns becomes a vector, a direction of force in motion. It does help you on the mechanical side of knowing the movement, and it does help you to realize how important the size of your movement is relative to your body, because then you know, well, my hand shouldn't be single whip like that or diagonal. Although people do it like that, it's some people, but it's not functional. So one of the other things before we do the form is that when your movements become natural, that's really the way your joints are being used. If you're using it unnaturally, what happens? You can hurt yourself, but you use the wrong force, the wrong muscles. You're using your joints in the wrong direction. And you know what happens after that? When you use your joints in the wrong direction over time? Wear and tear, injuries, and then you know what happens? You get new ones, right, Ed? You have to fix them. So what joints do they fix? Hips and shoulders, right? How come they don't replace ribs, and they don't replace all the other? Because these are the ones that people don't know how to use. You don't know how to use because most of the things that you do are down here. When you do this occasionally, it's always misaligned. And it's misaligned, why? Because the torso isn't involved. So if you don't know how to use your torso, you're always going to be misaligned. When you play golf, it's the same thing, right? If your torso doesn't turn, then you're going to force it with your arm. And what happens to your arm? It gets stressed, you throw your ligaments and tendons out, and the next thing you know, you have either frozen shoulder or you can't move. It's all tied to where it's moving. So if we do all this stuff, eventually your body will know what it should be doing. So those exercises are the key to just staying somewhat healthy and functional, wellness. But the thing is, the sequence takes it to another level, because integration of body and shifting weight is what helps the balance, stability. Integration is what helps functionality. So that's why it works together. But what happens on the memory side, that's the thing that actually is very important. We start to lose all of that, with the mind stuff. All right, so let's go through the form. Ready? Preparation. Okay, deep breathing. So just based on, the form and functionality, grass the sparrow's tail, you notice it has quite a few movements in it, throughout the form, maybe about 8 grass the sparrow's tail on the form. And it could be 8 or 9, I lost count. But anyways, grass the sparrow's tail, you always start here, right? Then we do this drill, strum the lute. That's really a vertical elbow. So, in application or in martial arts, you would think of high, middle, and low. So you have the high. So this is center gate, and center gate we move like this. So when we step forward and grasp the sparrow's tail, it's like this. When we retreat, it's like this. So when the hands and feet start to move together, then you have a technique where you're moving forward, you're moving backward. So form the fist, you step backwards. You form the fist, you step forward to do the divert, block, and punch. Oh, we have some. Oh. Oh. So, yeah. Okay, we'll bow out. So, actually, yeah, because we missed 1 year, so that means you went backwards. So that's retreat and repulse the monkey. Okay,